We're good.
Hey guys, welcome to tonight's Team Arise call. Very super excited. I have asked Nicole Jones to be a speaker tonight. She is, I have known her, we joined around the same time. I've known her for a long time. She has two little girls, she's married. Her daughter's the same age as my daughter. And they've hung out at Success Club trips before, really super fun. She is a 13-star diamond. She is a 3-time elite, and she's in the Millionaire Club. And tonight I've asked her to talk about something that not only can I relate to, but I feel is really important for all of us to hear and for us to be able to hear it not only for ourselves, but then be able to translate that and pass that on to new people that we're bringing on. Thanks, Nicole, for being here.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me, ladies. Thank you, thank you. And I see a couple of my teammates on, so thank you for supporting me, girl. So Lisa asked me to kind of share, I guess, a little bit of a struggle. So I was actually just thinking how I wanted to kind of start this call, kind of fly by the seat of the pants type coach here. But as I was driving home from dance with my oldest, I was like, okay, one of the things I wanted to just kind of start with you guys is to tell you about, so those successes were great that Lisa just shared, but I want to start this call telling you about all my failures. And I want to share that with you because I'm going to take it to a point where, you'll understand where I am today. So I've been doing this for 7.5 years. And I've been an elite coach 3 times, which means I haven't been an elite coach 4 times, right? There was a year that we advanced. We became, like, in corporate's eyes, in my numbers, checking everything off the list, we became elite in June. I advanced 11 diamonds that year. None of them held it in December. So we were not an elite team, not one, not even one. Like, that year, I was like, oh, so now we're not elite? Great. And it was like done in June. We had more than enough points. I advanced 11 diamonds. We were a 13-star team. Like, what the frick? We're not elite? Like, how does that work? And we weren't. And so I had to shake it off, or it was just going to get to me, and it was just going to keep at me. I just missed my first month of hitting Success Club. I was on an 84-month streak. I just missed it in August. What? 84 months gone. I'm like, I really wanted to get to 100. But again, I had to brush it off. I had to. And I think, so now I say, okay, I've hit Success Club 88 out of 89 months or something crazy like that. Like, I just have to, like, switch it. Like, no more, I'm not a legend anymore. Like, they just take you off that board, like, that next month. Like, you're gone. Like, there's no grace period. They're like, peace out. No more 24 months for you, lady. I'm like, oh. So I've had a goal to be a 15-star, for us to be a 15-star team since March of 2015. I have missed the 10-star bonus, which is $20,000, probably 10 times. Like, right? Like, there's so many things that we have just not done, but I am still here. And why am I still here? Because on July 27th, 2010, I signed up to become a Team Beachbody coach to fulfill this void that was missing in my life. My main reason was my Nana had a heart attack at 70. My mom had a heart attack at 50. There was no way I was going to have my 2 girls get that frightening phone call. I needed to change, and I needed to change for my health, and I needed to change the course of our family financially. Financially, we were living less than paycheck to paycheck. I wasn't working because it was going to cost my entire paycheck to send both girls to daycare. So we were living off of one income, which was about $40,000 a year. So for, my coach to say, okay, so it's going to cost you $113 a month to stay a coach, like, but I don't have $1. Like, what are you talking about? So I had to go all in and say, okay, I need to make this work. So what do I do? And the number one thing that he told me to do was be a product of the product, right? And I've taken that full circle this year. Yes, Keith Callahan is my coach. So I have taken that full circle this year. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened last year. I lost my grandmother this time last year, and she was the most important person in my life next to my mom. My mom had me when she was 17, so I lived with my grandparents. I knew this day was gonna come. She was 85, she had frail, you know, I knew this day was gonna come, but I wasn't ready for it. I watched her in the hospital. I watched her deteriorate. She was sick last Labor Day, and we lost her December 2nd. And here's one thing that Beachbody did for me. I was able to be there every single day at every single doctor's appointment, I was holding her hand on her last breath. Not quite the day of. She waited until we were all gone, and it was just her and my papa. But there was, last year, I gained all my weight back. Every bit of weight that I had lost with Beachbody last year, it all came back. I was back up to 7.5 years ago. I'm like, what did I just do? So again, another failure, it seemed like, in my eyes. I had some health issues going on. I had to figure out what I was getting procedures done. It was like all of this happened last year, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, we lost half our team. Like, there was so much stuff that happened last year that I could have just said, I can't do this anymore. Again, I went back to 7.5 years ago and realized and said to myself, why did I sign up to be a Beachbody coach? To be the best version of myself, to be the healthiest version of myself. And then I have to look at all the successes that we have. We went from a starter home to a beautiful new home. We actually were able to keep our home for my grandparents. So my papa lives in a 3-bedroom house by himself right now that I'm like, what are we gonna do with him? Because he doesn't need that house. But we kept the house for them. They grew up in that same style house that we grew up, that Mark and I, my husband and I had. And so we were able to give that. So they were able to live, Nana was able to live her last 2 years in a home that she started her life with my papa. And so there was so much came full circle to me that there was no way I could have just let it all go. I couldn't have just said, okay, I gained 20 pounds back. I'm very unhealthy. I'm not being a product of the product. I'm working out and drinking my shake every day, but obviously I'm not eating clean, like obviously. Like, it was obvious in my pictures. So what I did is this past year, I said, January 2nd, here we go. It's starting again. I'm going to do this all over again. And so I had my before pictures again, and I started, and the support that people have given me this entire year, I committed to posting a video on my Facebook page every single day of me working out starting in January. March and April, people are like, holy crap, like, you can jump higher, you can move like, that's all they were looking at. They were looking at the strength that I gained. They didn't say, oh my gosh, you lost some weight, or you're looking really good. It was like, wow, when I was watching your videos on January 2nd, not to be rude, but you were kind of struggling there, and you were out of breath, Nicole, and now when I watch you in March and April, and now the messages I'm getting December, they're like, geez, like, you are just amazing, like, and just lifting me back up and reminding me why I'm here. I'm here to help, to inspire those people who just want to be able to jump a little bit higher, who just want to be able to move a little bit faster, who just want to be able to move, right? And so you have to always remember that your journey is your journey, regardless. Yes, there are going to be fit coaches out there like Melissa McAllister, Danielle Natoni. Danielle Natoni was just born with those abs, I'm convinced. Like, right? There's no way. Like, she just came out of the womb with the six-pack. Like, that's just how she was born. And so we can't compare ourselves to anybody else out there. Your story is unique to you, and your tribe will want to be a part of what you are. Like Team Passion, I pride myself in the fact that we are made up of the everyday person, right? 99% of the women that are out there are on Team Passion, that type of person, because you know, we're busy, we're tired. Like, I never wear makeup. Like, this is rare that my hair's down. Like, I am the most low maintenance. Like, being a dance mom, this stuff freaks me out. I don't know how to put fake eyelashes on. Like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I'm like, can I get some help here? Like, I asked the 15-year-olds that are older than my daughter. I'm like, can you put her makeup on? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I wear foundation to cover pimples. Like, that's what I do every day, right? Like, you'll never see me in lipstick. I don't wear mascara. That would be so annoying. Like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, you know, people trying to sell me their lashes. Yeah, no, I don't even know, right? Like, this is who I am. This is who I will always be. I vowed to throw the scale away for 2018. That's my New Year resolution. Scale is going away. I don't know how I'm going to hide it from my husband because he gets on it every day, but I need to, like, I'm like, this isn't what this is about. This is about empowering other people, living our best self, showing, like, I finally, 7 years later, my girls are finally eating healthy. I'm like, oh, that took a while, but like, finally they're asking for healthy food. Like, there's hope. Like, I felt awful. Like, you know, I'd be like, hello, Beachbody coach, my kids eat mac and cheese out of a box, not even any's organic. Like, they only like Kraft, okay? Like, I don't know what's happening here. But like, year after year, they would say to me, my stomach hurts. I'm like, cause you eat out of boxes. Like, you have got to do better. And finally this year, they both were like, I need to eat healthier. Can you teach me? I was like, oh. And then Double Time came out, and we started pulling those recipes out, and they help my husband cook now. And it's like, oh, thank God. And so leads me to another point of just show up every day. Like, just show up every day for yourself, for your business, for your family, for your goals, for your future. Like, consistency will win over anything else. Like, you are going to have failure after failure after failure. You're going to hear no over and over and over. You are going to lose patience. You're going to lose some of your time. You're going to work so hard for such little reward that you're going to be like, what am I doing again? And then you have to take it back to that why. Why? Not just the why of why right now, but why did you say yes a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 months ago? What was that initial reason? Because that's where you always need to go back to. You always need to go back to that root. And chances are, 99% of you, it was a health story. It was something needed to change in your health, which is what we do and why we're here and who we are. So it doesn't matter along the way what you're doing or not doing, or my coaches will tell me all the time, okay, how do I restart? Do a program from start to finish, engage in your challenge group, plug in, and be consistent. Like, that's it. Like, we have taken our team to such simplicity this year. Like, I just want them, we pin a post to the top of our team page every morning. I pin it by 6 a.m. and it's called the Team Passion Business Activity Tracker. And everybody just post what they did that day, even if they only drank their shake. Like, I don't even care. I don't even care if you didn't do any invites, if you skipped your PD, I care. But you know what I mean? Like, I just want them plugging in. I just want to hear from every single person who says they want to do this. I just want to hear from them every single day in that thread. And I want to hear from them every single day in our big team challenge group. That's it. I tell them, I just need you to go to 2 places, that pinned post and our team challenge group. That's it. I don't want you. Yes, I want you to listen on the National Wake Up Call. Yes, I want you to train, and I want you to learn the new Coach on that Office. Yes, I want you to learn about the 80-day obsession packs. Yes, yes, yes. However, those 2 places, if at the end of the day your head hits that pillow and that's the only 2 places you have gone, you have won that day. Like, you have won. And that's what I preach. Nothing but consistency, sticking to your story, sticking to your why, sticking to who you are, and remembering why you're here. So, yeah. So I would love, so Lisa wanted me to kind of just talk a little bit about the struggles and losing weight, gaining weight, and just keeping going. But I would love to open this up for questions. Anything else you want me to share, I am here.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I forgot how funny you are. You're cracking me up. I have a question and then I need to leave. So thank you so much for coming on, and then I'll hand it over to Rose. When you're going through your struggles and you gained all the weight back, besides just saying to yourself mentally, I have to do what I did in the beginning, get my butt on a program, start to finish. Did you feel like a fake, or did you feel like a fraud, or did your confidence go down and think, how can I be a coach? Did anything like that happen? And if it did, what did you do, or what were some of the things that you did to get yourself out of it?
Yeah, so for sure. I mean, at the end of last year, I was like, wow. Like when I got on that scale, I was like, holy crap, I'm back at square one. Like I'm back to 7.5 years ago. What did I just do? And so, I preach Beachbody is the only program that's ever kept all this weight off me, and I'm like, oh shit, what? So now I totally had to backpedal and just remind myself, this is what people are going to relate to. They don't want to see perfection. They don't want to see me doing burpee jumps high in the air. They don't want to see that. They want to see that I screwed up, but I have the tools to plug right back in and start right back. And that was what I preached. Luckily, I have the tools. What got me back on track was first that decision. I'm very good at making a decision, setting a goal and making a decision. And so that day I made a decision to post a video of myself working out every single day. Even when by day 15, I was like, is anybody really watching this anymore? It used to be exciting. Nobody's really here anymore. And then I would forget to post the video till later in the day, and people where's your video? I'm like, okay, people still want me. Okay, good. But luckily what got me back to doing it was my past 7 years of personal development. So what I had been doing got me to just go, all right, let's do this. Draw a line in the sand. Here I go. I'm confident enough to know that I screwed up, and I can tell people because of the past 7 years of consistent personal development, I think is what got me to the point where I could snap out of it faster maybe than other people. Especially January 2nd after losing Nana December 2nd. It wasn't that long of a break of, holy crap, I just lost the most important person in my life, and now a month later and she was there. I said, she wants me to move. She was my biggest cheerleader in this journey, my biggest cheerleader. She would pass pictures of me around at bingo. I was in that Success magazine that year. They did the Success magazine. I was a featured story. How do I get more copies of these? I'm like, I don't know, Nana. It's discontinued. It was like a one-hit wonder. I don't know. And she would, so she was with me. I know that she was like, come on, pick yourself back up. I don't want you down. You've got to do this type thing. And so, but I think it was all the personal development that I'd done in the past that I was able to kind of snap out of it.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you. And I'll have Rose take over.
Okay.
Good night.
Thanks, Lisa, for intro, and thanks, Nicole, for coming on and hopping on. So what would you say for those brand new coaches who kind of have that first failure? Where do they start? What? Because I know every certain PD is going to be good for this person or that person. But what would you say for that person that just had their first failure or had their first no? Probably go for no. I like that one. But what would you where do you kind of gear people to?
So a lot of times coaches will be like, all right, I need to do my PD. Where's the Slight Edge? Where's GoPro? I'm like, no. You need an emotional personal development book that is going to get you, it's going to make your heart feel, right? And Life's Golden Ticket is my number one. Go get Life's Golden Ticket, because that will remind you why you're here. That's huge. Life's Golden Ticket. Another one that I love that just gets that emotional piece is the Energy Bus. So the energy bus will just remind you that when someone tells you no, like my team is like, when someone tells them no, they're like, they weren't meant to be on my bus, and they move on, but just because they've read the energy bus and we talk about the energy bus so much, if they hadn't, they'd be like, oh my gosh, this person. I'm like, no, they're making room on your bus. Like, you don't want them on your bus. Like, they're not meant to be there. They're gonna, for whatever reason, that person was gonna drain you. They were gonna take you down. They were gonna bring, the energy is huge. I am like such a huge, this past year in particular, I am like such an energy person. Like there's been times in my life where I have to distance myself from family because I'm like, you are legit sucking the life out of me. Like, in the energy bus, they talk about vampire suckers. Like, you have people in your life that are vampire, and sometimes it's your mom. Like, I'm not, like, it's not like I get it. It's like the closest person. You're like, you are sucking the life out of me. So you just have to be strong enough to and you don't have to say, hey, you're sucking the life out of me, I'm going to step away from you for a while. Just do it. Just, one less phone call that week, one less next time they invite you somewhere. Nah, because you can't be in an energy space where someone is always complaining to you and then become this magical, successful Beachbody coach. Like, their energy is you're going to feed off of it. So you're like, and for me, I even had to stop with certain coaches on my team because I was like, I can't be part of their, and like, I can't, like, the people that give me energy are the ones that are plugging in, that are positive. But the ones that are like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard, I don't know if I can do this, I can't, I'm like, like, I can't, like, no matter how much PD I've done and how strong I am and how confident I am in my leadership skills, I can't have a constant complainer. Yeah, but this sucks. Yeah, but what about this? Like, I can't. So I have had to distance myself from coaches even, which is successful coaches on my team. But I'm like, I can't be in your space. Like, my space, you have to protect your space. Like, that is like huge. And so you have to know who belongs on your bus and who doesn't, and you have to know what your purpose is here. Steve Harvey has 2 really good books: Act Like Success, Think Like Success, and Jump is amazing. But the Act Like Success, Think Like Success helps you find your passion. Like, there are many Beachbody coaches on my team that have left to pursue their true passion that they found through personal development and becoming a Beachbody coach and gaining their confidence. Like, oh crap, now I can go do what I really wanted to do, which is amazing. And so you have to cheer those people on because they found their passion through what we do. But yeah, those 2 books are really, those 2 Steve Harvey books are great. But I definitely think Life's Golden Ticket and the Energy Bus are like number 1 and 2 right now. So I tell coaches, don't pick up a workbook, pick up an emotional book. Who's that author, Renee? You might know, that my mom loves, that she's going to see. Gabby Bernstein, is that her name? So she has spiritual books that are like, she does the Miracle Morning. Yeah, Gabby Bernstein. The Becky News. Yeah. Miracle Morning or something. I don't know. She has a bunch of books that's going to tap you into why you're here. Universe Has Your Back. Yeah, all those ones. Becky's on it. So those types of books are going to be the ones that you're going to want to tap into, not the work books, so to speak.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, getting into that like deep connection and like that emotional and your energy. I'm a huge fan of the energy bus. And like Lisa was saying, my mom, such an energy sucker, but I made her read it. And then like you can't impact other people. The only person that you can impact is yourself and how you act around other people. And then hopefully that will kind of pass over to them. All right. So I'm going to open this up and stop yip-yapping myself. Does anyone have any questions for Nicole?
It doesn't have to be on this topic either. It can be on anything. Yeah.
Anyone? Come on. You know I could always ask more questions.
You want to know my secret to success? Just kidding. There is no secret. Consistency is the secret.
All right. Since no one else is asking, I'll ask one more, and then maybe everyone has to wrap presents or something. So what are you and your team doing to launch 80-Day Obsession? Are you doing anything? How are you inviting people? Like, what's your plan?
So as soon as all of this happened, so I think it was like around Thanksgiving, they started like training us. Like every time Kim Carver popped up with a training video, I was like, oh, what is this? Like what? I was like eating it up. So we just had a huge success with the launch last week, mainly because of what we've been doing the past month. We've been training with corporate. I've been getting on every call. I've been taking notes. I like laminated these, all the packs. Like I am like, this thing is like by my side. I know all these packs inside and out. One of the things that has worked huge for me this entire year, I have re-engaged with all of my customers and coaches. I maybe have found 5 new people this entire year. And I hit Success Club every month except that one. Don't hold me to it. So it was all from re-engaging with people from years ago. Like I went back to all of my lists and just was like, went back to my challenge group. One of the things we did when Shift Shop launched is our whole team moved into one big challenge group. In 7.5 years, I have never been a fan of a big team challenge group, like ever. Mainly because all of my coaches would dump everybody in there and be like, Nicole, gotcha. And I'm like, hello, these people don't know me. They're not going to do anything in this group. And so something clicked with everybody in this group that we're doing now. And so now I'm like telling all of my coaches, even my coaches who've been doing this for 5 years, I'm like, get everybody in our group. Like move all of your challengers to our group. There's almost 600 people in there. And the energy is amazing. Like, and it's because the coaches are leading it with me. Like it's not me. They're leading it with me. They're posting every day. They're active for their challengers. They are coming up with water challenges, with bingo challenges. Like they're just running it as if it was their group. Like nobody's asking me for permission. Can I post this? I'm like, I don't even want you to ask me. Just do it. Like I don't even. And so what has been happening is everybody that did this last month had a great launch with me, because all of their customers and coaches that were in this group, I have been selling to without them knowing, right? Like I've been like, you guys, I've been doing calls. I've been going live. I'm like, you have to get on this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to all do this together for 80 days. And then the group sells the performance line and Shakeology. I don't even have to talk about it. Like that whole group, like just sells it to each other. So everybody's coaches are getting sold by another coach. Everybody's customers getting sold by another customer by being in that group and being a part of that group. So that's been a huge piece of our success. I'm watching my volume grow on my weak leg, and I solely believe it's because of that group. Like because that's where my focus has been. That's where our energy has been, and volume is huge right now. It's not huge like it used to be, but it's getting there. It's growing and getting back up to where it needs to be. So we are doing that together. We did 2 Zoom calls. We did one for coaches, one for customers. We posted it on our YouTube channel. I did a screen share. The day before the launch, I told everyone how to set up the share a cart, so make sure everyone knew that morning. Like it was just like we just talked about it for an entire month. We've been doing all autumn programs together since like October just to get ready. We did 21-day fix, we did chisel, fix extreme, a little upset, so we've just been all getting ready for this honestly since October, and then heavy hardcore since Thanksgiving. And so then what I told everybody today, I made a big post on our team page. I'm like, it's not too late. It's okay if you didn't get into all this pre-stuff with us. Now you have this entire month to get everybody ready for the 15th. So do what we just did from Thanksgiving to now. Now you implement that with your coaches and customers. And so, you know, you're going to want to reach out personally, privately. What are you doing? What are your goals for the new year? How can I help? Are you ready to re-engage with the group? We have a new, exciting new group. I would love to, you know, help you with it. You know, just kind of going back to that relationship building piece like it was 7.5 years ago before social media got all cuckoo crazy, right? Like, it's the heart of what we do. Like, some of the things, I'm a huge Chalene Johnson fan, so I have done all of her, I've done everything with her. I've done Marketing Impact, all of her seminars. I've gone out to California. My husband and I were chosen to be in a special couples apprentice group with her, with 20 other couples for like a year and a half. It was like the most amazing experience of my life. But what she teaches isn't for us sometimes. It made me lose focus. Like, we can't do what she teaches fully in Marketing Impact. We can learn a lot of things, but we can't come up with our own business model and just different things like that. And she teaches, do not boost posts on Facebook. My husband and I grew our business exponentially boosting posts on Facebook. You have to do what works for you. You have to remember what works for you. You have to remember that Team Beachbody, it has to be one-on-one interaction. It can't, yes, you're going to reach the masses with your social media posts, but you're not going to get anybody to join you until they know, love, and trust you. And that has to be done through the conversation. So just really always remember that. Like, people want to hear from you. They want to know that you care. One of the things I took a lot of pressure off my team in the past 6 months. And I said, listen, just pick 10 people a day who, like, if you go to your friends list on Facebook, it says like recent posts or something. I forget the exact category. And I'm like, just pick 10 a day and go comment on their last 2 posts on Facebook, and that's it. Don't have any other agenda. And that can count as your invites. You know, like, I'm just like, do something where you're getting into people's lives and because everybody was so focused on sending the actual invite that nobody was doing anything because they were terrified. So I was like, just take that all away and just go and start interacting with more people on your Facebook page. That's what I did at the beginning. I interacted with probably 25 new people a day on my Facebook page, and then they would see my posts because I was interacting with them. So then they would come to my page and go, oh, what's she up to? And then they would send me a message and be like, oh my gosh, what is this that you're doing? And so that still works because I'm doing it now, 7.5 years later. So that stuff still works. If you go comment on people's Facebook posts, they're going to come and see what you're doing. So make sure you're constantly posting on your Facebook about what you're doing. You know, not constantly like join my group, but people should know that they can join you, that you're a Beachbody coach, that you're positive, that you work out, that you love a superfood shake, that you have a family, that you, like, some coaches, I go to their pages and their whole page is full of like shares, like they've shared videos. I'm like, I know nothing about you. So either does your audience. Like, that people have to know who you are. And that doesn't have to be just, Beachbody coach first. It can be, you're a mom, you like Renee, I'm looking at Renee here. She is one of my personally sponsored coaches. Like, you go to her page, she loves hiking and she loves Minions and she loves Pokemon. Is that what it is? So that Pokemon. So like, you just go to her page and her videos every day with her. She has a cat named Pippi. Like, you just know, oh, there's Pippi. You just know who Renee is by going to her Facebook page, and you know all of her interests and all of her hobbies, and you know what she likes. She's recently engaged. Like, there's just so much. She goes up to New Hampshire, goes hiking every weekend, like crazy. She gets like cold. I don't do cold well. But yeah, like, so that if I go to your page, do I know about you? So that I would assess your social media to make sure if I were to go to your page, I could be like, oh, cool, Tracy likes this and that and this. Okay, yeah. So whatever it is, people should know about you from your posts and your pages. A lot of my team have their kids and their pets in their workout videos. And so I have a coach, Cheryl O'Malley, who has an insane 2-year-old that legit climbs walls, like legit. He's Spider-Man, thinks he's Spider-Man. Like, so every video, you don't know, and sometimes he has clothes on, sometimes he doesn't. Like, so everybody goes to her page to see if Sean Patrick's naked that day. Like, that's like in her workout video. Like, so you want people to know, to come to your page for something every day. Ooh, I gotta go see what Rose is doing today, with the kids. Or like, there's gotta be something that people want to come and see what you're doing. For me, it was my workout videos for that entire year. Is it motivational quotes? Is it something with your kids? Is it something with your pets? Is it something that you have a hobby? Whatever it is, you want to make sure people know who you are when they come to your page. I don't even know if I answered your question, because where did I just go with that?
No, you totally did. Yeah, I mean, connection is like number one. Social media is always going to change. I've been telling my team, like, nonstop, IG stories is where it's at, because it doesn't have to be pretty. Like, I hate, like, yes, you want to have like pretty pictures, like for your regular IG stuff, but for stories, like, you just be you. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just being authentic. Like, you don't have to put on a show or anything. You really shouldn't put on a show anyways. You always want to be authentically you, but it's just those little things that really get people to know, like, and trust you, and that's why they decide to join and go on their journey with you. Yep. All right, anybody else besides me have a question?
I have a quick question, Rose. You said that you were doing every day a workout video, and that was bringing a lot of traction to your Facebook. Were you doing live videos, or is it something you had recorded and posted? Because I know some people say, like, go live more, so I didn't know which way were you doing it that you were seeing the best results.
Yep, I switch it up, but I mostly do posted videos. I do go live sometimes, but I mostly do posted. I went live the other day because what workout was I doing? Oh, Cardio Fix Extreme. Oh, what is that crazy move that I was like, if I don't go live on this, I'm not going to do it. And so that's what I posted. I said, I have to go live on this video or I'm not going to give it my all. I'm going to totally half-ass this. And so that was so everybody came on to like cheer me on. I was like, help, I'm going to half-ass this move if nobody helps me type thing. And I don't even know. It was like burpee tuck jump with weights or something. I don't even know. It was stupid. The move was stupid. So yeah, I do. It's the majority of, because I suck at video. Like I just learned that year, like, how to use the tripod, how to edit my iPhone video, and how to use the tripod. Hello, 13 stars, 7.5 years later, just learned how to do a video on my iPhone on January 2nd of 2017. Like, because my husband would always video it because he's like into that tech stuff and he doesn't get up at 5 a.m. So I was like, I have to figure this out, I think. And I actually just learned that I had a timer for my pictures. I am a mess. You guys, I'm a mess. I don't know what I was like, what is this 3 and 10? What is this? So then I had I was like, what? Oh, I don't have to try to hold this thing? Great. So yeah. Tripods, timers, life. Now I know what I'm doing.
Do you run everything on your personal page or on your like page?
So Facebook scares me on my personal page now. Like they crack down. I do mostly still my personal page. So I don't do anything salesy or anything that sounds salesy. If I'm gonna do like a video, join my next group, I'll do that on my like page. But what worked really well for me last year was creating events on my personal page for people, and I would post in there every day. I would post like a Shakeology tip, a before and after, and I wouldn't invite my whole list. I would just share it once or twice a week to my timeline for people to be interested. And so then once they were interested, I would then reach out to them. So those were my invites for that day because they were technically interested. So I could reach out to them. I could feel confident reaching out to them. So that worked well for me last year. And I'm just learning Instagram, so don't follow me for any of those tips.
You'll figure it out. I mean, I'm still figuring it out. I think we all are. But it's easy. It's not easy. But anybody else? Any questions, comments?
Renee.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I unmuted myself. Yay. It's the first time I ever did that successfully.
See, we have a challenge team.
So what is your biggest tip in just dealing and overcoming failure? Because it's going to happen a lot, and how do you pick yourself up?
Yeah. So a couple things. So journaling for that piece, I think journaling is huge. I think writing down your feelings of this sucked really bad, this crushed my confidence, like getting all that negative stuff out first, like getting it from here to the paper and then letting it fly away is really good. And then going to your support system as quickly as possible. So you sometimes will do that with me. You'll send me a private message. Oh my gosh, I thought this person was it. Blah, blah. I'm like, okay, not you tribe, move on. Let's do this, and even at the end of your message, you'll be like, but I'm moving on. So that was a journal entry for you. You almost talk yourself back into, okay, but I'm okay. Where maybe a year ago, you would have stopped doing invites for 10 days, so I think journaling is huge in that failure aspect, only because it allows you to, we always talk about don't talk about the negative, but you've got to get it out somehow. So I think it just allows you to, like, I swear in my journals. I never really swear in real life, but I swear in my journals. I'm like, I effing hate this. Like, what? So I just like go on and just kind of get it all out. And then I'm like, okay, but I'm good. Here are my goals. Here's what I'm here for. Here's what I want to do. I journal a ton about what I want and who I want. So like after a failure, I'll be like, okay, they weren't meant to be. We were a 13-star team, and now, some weeks I'm 6, some weeks we're 7, some weeks we're 8. I don't know. And so I just have to remember those other 6 or 7 coaches, they just weren't meant to stay around for the long haul. I was on the phone with my corporate guy, Jeff, today, and he was like, what you're doing right now, Nicole, which is, again, why you want to reach out to your mentor, because they're going to give you this, like, reassurance. But he was like, what you're doing right now, the stability that you're creating within your team, they may not be doing anything monstrous and things aren't jumping for them, but they're not going anywhere. And so that, like, just we're creating simplicity and stability and like a family, so we're just, nobody's going to leave. Like, I didn't have, none of my team left for the wine thing or the keto thing or like, nobody did that. Like, some did way down in my downline, but none of my personally sponsored coaches left for something else, because we've created, I always say to my coaches who are, that either just hang on as an emerald or hang on as a coach that's active, I'm like, you're still here for a reason. Like, there's gonna be that time where you just come out of your shell and explode. Like, and I watched this in my daughter Sammy, who has anxiety. I'm like, oh, I can't wait for that day where her confidence is just like, screw it, I don't care what anybody else thinks of me, and I'm gonna rock my life. Like, and so that's, journaling allows you to get there, because it allows you to get rid of all the crap that's there, get right to your support system, who is going to give you something good, and then just journal it out and pick yourself up. Yeah, I think journaling is good for failures.
Yeah, I would have to say, like, without Lisa as my upline, I would call her, text her, whatever, like, just being in that constant connection, like, with your upline or whoever your mentor is. It doesn't have to be your direct upline, but, like, you need an outlet, you need something. Was it last year? Yeah, last year I got, like, a Tony Robbins coach. And that was just another way, another outlet to, like, get rid of all the crap that was in my head, right? So it gave me room to bring in that good energy and focus on what I wanted and not what I didn't want. But yeah, you definitely need somebody, whether, even if it's a success partner. And I think having a success partner that's not on your team is like so just helpful, because they do something totally different than you, right? And sometimes, like, if it's your own team, you almost like don't want to say something because they're on your team and you don't want like that awkwardness going on. Nicole, do you have a success partner?
Yes, I do. She's in my downline on another leg, but I do. I've switched them up. I've had ones on the team on different teams over the years. Jessica Vanderberg was one of mine for a really long time. We did really well together. But I do currently have one that I text every day, all day, and just venting sessions. Like it's a safe place for me to vent where I can't. And even though she's on my team, it's different. We're friends, we're success partners. It's okay to vent to her. But she'll snap me out of it, like, okay, well, that's not what you're doing anyway. Get in your own lane. I'm like, okay, yeah, right. There we go.
Cool. All right. Anybody else? Any questions or comments for Nicole? All right, ladies. Thank you, Nicole, so much for hopping on when it's like crazy season for us and Christmas and everything going on. I really appreciate like you talking about all your failures, because not that it makes other people feel good, but it's just real, right? Like it happens. And I think we have to let our coaches know, like, failure is a good thing. And if you're not failing, then you're just lying.
Yep. Yeah, and it's I don't think people talk about it. So it was good that Lisa was like, tell the team about not being fit and not in gaining all the weight back. And it just led to I was like, you know what? I want to talk about every failure. How about we do that?
Well, thank you so much for being so open and honest with us. We really
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye.